Hey guys, a new patch came out for the Xbox version of PUBG last night. It's about 7.2 gigabytes in size, and it's available to download now. So I thought I'd go ahead and get into the patch notes for you so you don't have to do it for yourself. As always, I'll link them in the description below, so if you want to check them out, feel free to do so. Starts off by saying this is our promised June 26 patch. The entire focus of this patch is optimization and stabilization to improve the player experience. No additional content is being introduced with this patch. Recently, we released 2 hotfixes with improvements originally planned to be included in this patch, as they were ready earlier than expected and we wanted to get them out to you as soon as possible. One hotfix addressed a memory leak issue, and the other was to reduce instances of players being stuck in queues for a very long time. Some players are expressing concern that they're still having issues with matchmaking times, and we plan to release a dev letter later in the week to address this. So let's go ahead and get into the stuff that's included with the June 26 patch. So as far as stability is concerned, 2 changes have been made to reduce crashes related to being out of memory. We've optimized the total memory required by both maps, with a significant reduction in total memory required for Miramar. The UI has been optimized to use less resources. Even without any memory leaks, there are instances where players would crash due to being out of memory. This is mostly due to the huge amount of memory required to process maps. We've reduced the total amount of memory needed to process each map by a remarkable amount, which will lead to fewer crashes. There are still crashes to fix. Our goal is to prevent crashes entirely for all of our players. We will continue to work as hard as we can to improve stability. Now let's go on to optimization. As mentioned in previous dev letters, our team is prioritizing making improvements which will increase performance at the start of the game when landing, as well as when driving vehicles, as these have been the most common areas of performance-related complaints from our players. PUBG tries to load all resources within a 1 kilometer radius of your player to ensure you're seeing everything you need to see to properly enjoy the Battle Royale experience. Although loading all resources within that radius is negatively impacting performance, we're continually making improvements to the way resources are handled to improve optimization. We've already implemented prediction-based level streaming and elastic control for characters, which are 2 examples of systems which reduce the loading of unnecessary resources. We will continue to work on and improve the efficiency of these systems to improve performance. Below are all the performance-related improvements we've made this patch. Character movement has been optimized to use less resources and improve performance. Vehicle location updates have been made more efficient for stationary vehicles to improve performance. Vehicle effects have been optimized to improve performance without affecting visual quality. Bullet impact effects will no longer consume resources if they aren't seen by the player. Character shadow rendering has been optimized to improve performance, and terrain and grass have been optimized on both maps, Miramar and Erangel, to increase performance. Now they give more information on each one of these. If you want to check them out for yourself, you can go ahead and look in the patch notes. One thing I wanted to highlight out of all of these was the bullet impact effects. So it kind of makes sense. If you're not actually looking in the direction that the bullet is hitting, then you shouldn't really see the effects or have the effects drain on your system. Anyone that's looking at that bullet hit something will see that impact, but if your player or your camera angle would not be able to see the bullet impact, then you won't actually have those effects impact the performance of your game. We've made 2 additional changes to improve world loading times when landing. Parachutes have been optimized. They now use less resources. The physics while free falling have been optimized. The efficiency of the physics used while free falling upon exiting the plane have been improved. With this change, bullets will no longer be able to impact players in free fall. Players can still be shot while parachuting. This change only applies to free falling players prior to opening their parachute, as it's almost impossible to get to the ground, pick up a gun, and shoot someone who is free falling through the air. This change will not negatively impact gameplay, but will improve world loading times when landing. So it's important that you can still shoot people while they're parachuting, but not when they're free falling. There are a couple bug fixes as well. They fixed a bug where sometimes footsteps weren't heard during or after aiming down sights. They fixed a bug where the position of teammates sometimes wouldn't display correctly on the minimap. They rounded up with a note: we will continue to push out updates and hotfixes as quickly as possible to improve the player experience, and thanks. So that's it for the patch notes. Definitely a lot of stuff going on in here. I know you guys will be happy that it doesn't add any content. It's strictly focused on optimization and stabilization. I know since the last hotfix we've seen a reduction in crashing across the board, I believe. I have a friend that plays on the OG Xbox and he's only crashed a handful of times since then, and we've played quite a bit. You guys will have to let me know in the comment section below if you've seen improvements since the last hotfix, and then once you get this installed, do you notice any differences at all? I won't be able to check it out until later tonight, so I'll be interested to see what you guys say. But it looks like we're finally getting on the right track. It looks like we're finally gaining some momentum, gaining some ground, getting this game optimized, and reducing the crashes at the same time. I'm definitely hopeful that this patch is going to further improve the game, and that way in the next big patch we can actually get some content out. And my guess would be that we'll get the event mode or the war mode sometime in July, either on the test servers or on the live servers. We'll just have to see. I would imagine we get it on the test servers first so that we can kind of test it out and see how it's going to play. But all of these improvements up to that point are very important. They're way more important than the content, so it's great to see them actually get these out. Hopefully these changes don't actually negatively impact the game at all. Hopefully all of these things that they've changed are actually working properly, but we'll just have to wait and see. Only time will tell. Now remember to like the video if you found it useful, and subscribe to stay up to date on everything PUBG Xbox. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Until next time, I'll see you later.